They're spiritual beings having a human experience.
Welcome, Spirit Bus 33. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Take a moment to express some gratitude for every single person that's listening. Thank you for spending your sacred energy, your sacred time, sitting here or wherever you're at, sitting, walking. Thank you for spending it with me and my reality for a moment. I'm very grateful. So, this episode is going to be a little bit different because it is episode number 33, which I have been very excited about. And that's because 33 is a big reason why I'm doing this podcast. It's a big reason why I'm speaking the language that I'm speaking right now, if you follow what I'm saying. Many spiritual identified, spiritual minded people speak the language of synchronicities, which for many include repeating numbers. This has been a language that I've spoken for many years, starting with 1111, 222, 444, 1212. And then right around the time of COVID, around that time, for me and my partner both, there was 33. Now, the other numbers didn't stop, but 33 showed up with such force, was so loud. It was repeating in so many different ways for both of us that there was no way to not talk about it. There was no way to not try to understand it deeper. I'll talk about a little bit later, science's take on repeating numbers. But for me, there was no way that we could debunk this. There was no way that we could chalk it up to coincidence. It was happening too much in all sorts of different geographical locations as my partner travels. So it really took us on a journey that ended up being full of self-love, um, opening up, heart chakra, healing our meridian system in all sorts of different ways, continuing to do so. It really did help just really come back into our intuitive process, our internal guidance system, which is an ongoing, unfolding thing. So I'm really excited to not go down a rabbit hole with 33, but to peer in, to walk through the gate, to gain some knowledge, like to understand why is 33 such a prominent number in the world. So here's my take. Here is my unique little, dip into the number 33. So let's first start in the woo. As some call it, the spiritual, the mystic. Although, side note, I do believe that a lot of organized religions have a lot of mystic properties. So, the definition of mystic is a person who seeks by contemplation and self surrender to obtain unity with or absorption into the deity or the absolute, or who believes in the spiritual apprehension of truths that are beyond the intellect. Mystical means spiritually, allegorical, or symbolic, transcending human understanding. So you can see how, while this is sometimes in Western culture considered to be the woo, considered to be out of the norm, you can see, as we go along through this episode, or as you do your own research, how there is a lot of mysticism within to me, um, all religions. But let's just first kick it off with angel numbers. For many people who talk the language, speak in synchronicities, like understand that, are familiar with the term angel numbers. It's part of numerology, and it suggests that a sequence of numbers that some believers say have messages from angels or like the divine realm. They're often seen repeating in everyday places: clocks, license plates, receipts. So, angel number 33 is said, it's said to get our dreams in check. Think about what we truly want. Only then can we manifest that intention. So I do just want to spend a moment on that, because if you speak this language and this is your belief system, if you do believe in angel numbers and you have been seeing 33, then this is a very, very powerful message, because in order to create a reality is we often need to know what reality we're going to create. And this doesn't have to fall into the woo, of manifestation, or doesn't have to even fall into law of attraction if you're familiar with that and you don't resonate with it. It can just be plain and simple, is that if we don't have a plan, if we're not moving towards something, likely, is we're not going to create it. So if we want to write a book, but we're not putting the steps into writing a book will not appear, right? So then, kind of taking a little hop over to numerology, which is very similar. It's the study of numerical value of letters and words and names, as well as a mystical connection between numbers and events. So this has been practiced for thousands of years. And if you speak this language, you're likely aware that within numerology, there is a master number 33. And this person is said to be helping others to radiate caring energy with emphasis on fostering unity. I did a little check to see, who are some master number 33s. Albert Einstein was one, John Lennon. And this is really simple to figure out what your life path number is there are free calculators online to plug in your, day of birth, month of birth, year of birth, and that gives you your life path number. And just to keep it really clear, is I'm not a life path number 33, my number is 22. But yes, the master number in numerology is 33, so there's 33 again. In many spiritual belief systems, 33 is a positive sign. It's associated with guidance and support. Some believe that it's a little nudge that you're on the right path. You're not alone. You're in your awakening. You're linked to your divine intervention. You're supported from the angelic realm. It's also associated with creativity, arts. It calls you to use your talents to your fullest, to have compassion towards self and others, to embrace change with an open heart. Some believe it's a sign to deepen your spiritual practices, to cultivate a stronger connection to your intuition. Another little hop over here is, do you know there's said to be 4,200 to 4,300 religions worldwide. When I was doing the research, some researchers suggest that there could possibly be over 10,000 different religions. So, of course, I wasn't able to do research on every single one of them to understand 33, better. But I was able to, connect with some of them, which I'll share. So I'm going to start with Buddhism. So, Buddhism originated in India, and the focus is on the teachings of Buddha or Dharma, which aims to liberate people from the cycle of rebirth and suffering. There's 520 million followers of Buddhism. The cornerstone of Buddhist teachings is in the Tripitaka. Also, if I say some of these words wrong throughout this session and throughout this episode, and there's somebody listening that is part of this belief system, I really tried to do the research and listen to the audio to hopefully not make a mistake. So in Buddhism, Treyas Trimsa is the name of the second level of heaven, which means of the 33. In Theravada, Buddhist legends saw Kas, or their original group, was made up of 33 humans who earned enough merit to become devas, divine beings, on Mount Sinai. So there in Buddhism, 33 has this very intense sacred meaning. Christianity, one God that exists in three parts: the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. So there's that powerful number 33 part of Earth, powerful number 3 part of 33. Christianity, study the Bible. Jesus, David, and Jacob all have connections to 33. Jesus was 33 when he was crucified. David ruled Jerusalem for 33 years. And Joseph had 33 children. 33 is associated with the Holy Trinity. And the 33rd time that Noah was mentioned in the Bible, God promised not to flood the earth again with the pledge of the rainbow. There are some Christian denominations that 33 represents the highest degree of spiritual awareness or enlightenment that you can reach during this earth experience. Next is Baha'i, which originated in Iran in the 19th century. Believes one God, unity of people, and there is essential worth of all religions. So this religion believes that the founders of all religions follow the same God and believes humanity is one race and should be unified into a global society. This religion believes in Jesus, so there's 33. Also interesting, uses a 19-month calendar. So the year begins in 3/21, March 21st. So that can be broken down to 3, 21, 3, 33. And that's how a lot of numerology works is, when we're breaking down numbers as we're adding them. So that makes sense that would connect 33 to Baha'i. They study the book of Addis. And in Addis, 33, part of it says, "Waste not your hours in idleness and sloth, but occupy yourself with what will profit you and others." And they're not meaning only monetary profit. They're talking about to, engage in with your community, acts of service, the arts. So I thought that was a very interesting connection to 33. Lots of wisdom within that. Confucianism is ancient Chinese philosophy, which emphasizes moral values, social harmony, proper conduct. They study the Book of Analects. So in Chinese culture, 33 is associated with compassion and blessings. The number 3 is associated with growth, vitality, And in their belief system, when repeated, 33 is even greater, being connected to abundance and blessings. And then we have Hinduism, which was originated in the Indus Valley near modern day Pakistan. They believe in this supreme God, Brahman, Krishna, and that all other deities are manifestations of Brahman. Hope I'm saying that right. The 33 gods, Tridasa, are a group of Hindu deities. So there we have 33 there again. This group of deities called the 33 gods. Also believes in Jesus as a teacher, a saint of one of the many gods. So there's 33 there too. And this, the study for this amazing belief system is you can read the Bhagavad Gita. The next one that I looked into is Islam. So Muslims believe in one God, Allah, all powerful, all knowing, creator of all things. And some Muslims believe that at the age of 33 is the pinnacle of a person's life, when the mind and body are at their best. And then the soul can, at that point, reincarnate into paradise. Another really interesting fact is Islamic prayer beads are often arranged in sets of 33. The phrase in the Quran, which is considered to be the essence of the teachings, is mentioned 33 times in the book. And then we have Jainism. It's also known as Jain Dharma. It's an ancient religion from India, teaches the way to liberation and bliss, to live lives of harmlessness and renunciation. The goal is to become liberated from the cycle of rebirth and to achieve an all knowing state called moksha. The teachings are from the sacred book of Agamis. So, karma in Jainism believes everyone has three qualities: consciousness, bliss, vibrational energy. And the three jewels are considered to the path of liberation: right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. And then there's three tenets: non-violence, non-acquisition, non-absolutism. So we have like the three jewels, the three tenets, and believes that everyone has three qualities. So there you can see the the repeating of that number 3 there. Judaism. God created the world. God is merciful. They follow the Hebrew Bible. The divine name Elohim appears 33 times in the creation story of Genesis. Jewish holiday is celebrated on the 33rd day of the counting of Omer. Also, little side note, I didn't catch it until right now, but 8, 7, 6, 5 minutes ago, it was 3:33 that I was recording this, and I did not plan that out. So Judaism also believes in Jesus. There's 33. And 33 is the numerical representation of the Star of David. Shinto is Japan's indigenous religion, believing all living things, including trees, rocks, flowers, animals, all contain kami, or gods. They believe in living in harmony with the nature and the kami. The book that they study from is Records of Ancient Matters. And in this belief system, after 33 years, a person becomes part of the family, kami, or an ancestral spirit. Catholicism believes in the oneness of God, the Trinity, Jesus. There's some 3 showing up. Interesting is that the start of the Catholic Church was April AD 33, the same month of the death of Jesus. They believe in 3 sacraments to welcome people into the Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church has 33 doctors or theologians to which the Roman Catholic Church recognizes. I don't know if it's random picking 33 of them. Moving along to Wiccan belief system, a modern pagan religion originated in the UK. Celebrates gods and goddesses, practices rituals, follows an ethical code. Some identify as witches, some believe in reincarnation, some follow the rule of three. What you put out comes back times three. 33 is a highly significant number. Also, it's said to be the ultimate realization, the union of the mind, body, and spirit. Some Wiccan associate 33 with the lunar cycle as well. They believe that the full moon can be divided into 33 phases. Even just took a look at Scientology. The first Scientology church was built in Phoenix, Arizona on the 33rd parallel. They believe that humans are immortal, have lived many past lives before, including on some other planets. So those were some of the religions, the belief systems that I looked into. I did also try to see if 33 was relevant in the, in Satanism. I think that's how you say it, the Church of Satan. I wasn't able to find 33 present in any of the teachings there. If somebody knows something different, leave a comment. But I do know that there are groups of people that see 33 as something negative. And perhaps this next part of the episode might give a little bit of understanding about that. Also, a side note is I didn't go into any Native American beliefs too. There's so many different Native American beliefs. So if you're Native American and there 3 or 33 is something important in your culture, please leave a comment. I would love to know. So kind of moving on to the controversial group that many people doing a little deep dives probably have heard of are the Freemasons. So Freemasonry is one of the one of the largest groups of Freemasons is the Scottish Rite. There's also the Royal Arch and the Shrine. And in the Masonry, there is the 33rd degree is a really honorary title. Manly P. Hall, an astrologer, a mystic, and a Freemason, said the 33rd degree represents the human head atop the 33 vertebrae. So that's another side note of the vertebrae that we have 33 of. So, from the research that I could find on Freemasonry, is that it's associated with three ideals. One is to look after those less fortunate, two is to improve yourself, three is to live life well so as to be remembered for good intentions. Really interesting about the Freemasons is that the Nazis banned Freemasonry in 1934, reporting an association with Jews. And also, the Catholic Church strongly prohibits Freemasonry. Due to the real, secretive nature, some say that they have control in the government. Some say they're involved in satanic or anti Christian beliefs. Anti Masons believe it is a corrupt, elitist society. It is predominantly men in the Freemasonry. However, there are some lodges that allow women to join. When researching 33, there's also a dark duality to it that comes up with this possibility of the Illuminati. The research shows that the Illuminati was formed to teach secular philosophy to shine light on the shortcomings of the Catholic Church by using aspects of Freemasonry. Others proclaim that the Illuminati is evil in nature. It's a little hard to research secret societies. But it is very clear that within them, the number 33, is pretty important. And there is a lot of information that suggests that there, could be something evil or, some dark duality with it. But honestly, like, unless you're a part of, the Freemasons or the Illuminati, I haven't been able to find any really solid evidence suggesting, that there is anything evil to it. It is interesting, though, that I did find research that, there was this exposure, of, or this challenge towards the Catholic Church, which then to me would make sense as if you're challenging, these extremely powerful religions, if you're challenging Hitler, so to say, it would make sense too, that there would be this, you know, narrative, that it was evil, and I'm not sure if it is or not, but I think that that is interesting and something to consider. And of course, I don't know, what will come out about these, groups in the future if we're going to get any more, evidence-based kind of, research on it other than just a bunch of, you know, reels and people's personal blogs and, and such like that. If anyone knows, any type of book or, anything that you have come across any, um, research, leave a comment and let me know. When I was researching 33, it was interesting because a group of people that were very connected to 33, a common language was that 33 means to challenge corrupt authority while simultaneously deep diving to awaken yourself. So, lastly, I'm going to mention another belief system, which is science, which proclaims that repeating numbers have been debunked. And this is for the following reasons. Pattern recognition suggests that humans are good at recognizing patterns, which can lead to interpreting random events or other patterns. Science suggests that number of numerals debunks it, is there's a limited amount of numbers and they're bound to repeat. But many of us, we still question that. We still believe in the mystical. We believe in the synchronicities because of how randomly these repeating numbers, in many multiple ways, and again in many geographical locations, and that they come to our awareness, that we have a hard time just dismissing them, as random. I would love to know your thoughts on it. Do you think it's random? Do you have some connection to a certain number? What number seems to be following you? For my own reality, and again, this is my own reality, choose your own reality wisely. But for me, I'm a believer. Is I'm going to stay in the spiritual minded realm and I'm going to, have guidance from the numbers. I'm going to keep learning and keep deep diving. I choose to be on the side of reality. Perhaps it's the narrow gate of people, not the majority, but I choose to be on the reality that says that there is so much beyond our ability to understand. I'm going to believe that, the number 33 repeating through so many different belief systems, that there is something mystical, something important, something that we can tap into. Otherwise it wouldn't show up in so many. And I didn't even get to even touch the surface on many different belief systems or other numbers too that we frequently, for those that speak this language, see repeating in our reality. Go ahead and slide into this 3-card reading, but before that, thanks for being here one more time. Some gratitude. Thanks for taking a seat on this bus. I hope that some of this information was valuable for you. Thank you for supporting my creative endeavors. So, first card here on this Osho deck is awareness. So I feel that as we continue on, for those of us that are deep divers, for those of us that are really speaking this language, as we continue to have more and a more awareness of our surroundings, we start to become more aware, so that we are the observing self as we go throughout our day. So then we're catching these synchronicities, not just in numbers, synchronicities and things that people say, and, all sorts of different things that are like little breadcrumbs that really just bring a lot of joy, some curiosity, to our day and help us understand limiting belief systems, help us really keep stepping into new levels of awareness. Second card, tuning in, is don't forget to, also just take that time to really tune into your own consciousness, experience yourself having this experience. What a wild earth experience this is. Doesn't take such a warrior energy to be here. So making sure that you're spending time just being, maybe putting your phone, all technology and music, all distractions away, tune in. Sorry if this is repetitive, but one of my favorite practices for this is having the notebook and a pen right next to me and just sitting, just being. And some thought will come typically that I'll want to write down so I don't forget, but then I could go right back into my practice, into the sadhana, right back into it, and really start to cultivate that space between thoughts. I love the teaching from Ram Dass, how he describes it, of like, once you see the space in between thoughts when you're just being, and you get a taste of that. And then that space grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you realize that in that space, anything is possible. And then through our, waking day, and maybe even in the astral, is, we're able to create so much in that space because we have learned to cultivate, to be present, to be aware. Last card from this draw is playfulness. That is I love that this is the card that came up, because it's like, let's have fun. Let's play. Let's play with this reality. From part of the research for the Shinto, where, the Japanese indigenous people believe that all living things, including trees, rocks, flowers, animals, all contain kami, or like gods. To me, that is just so divine, so beautiful. And when there can be this playfulness, this loving energy, and you see a rock as like, you're not just thinking of it as just an inanimate object, as you're holding it and just curious, about, the rock's experience, the tree's experience, it can have this playful energy, because we get caught up in our humanness. We get caught up in the grind. We get caught up in the seriousness of all of this. And so it's so important to be silly, and for that to really be a practice that helps us kind of shake some of the sticky experience off. Conversations with Soul's card, this beautiful painting that she has, Soul Painter on TikTok. Growth will come when you believe in yourself and open your heart to new possibilities. So let's be open. Let's be open to all of the possibilities, right? I mean, there's so many different people around the world with different belief systems that for myself, it's hard to get really rigid in one of them because there's so many out there. And when I mean rigid, I mean in this like way that like my belief system, is the only right way, compared to someone else's, is just seeing all the possibilities. And then that helps too is connect with people from all different religious backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, political backgrounds, is that we're just open to the possibility of connection. Is that repeated again? Is that we're always the student, and other people are our teachers, and we're not the expert on each other's lives. Until next time, it'll be episode number 34. I'm excited that we got to this 33. Oh, thank you again for being here. Take care.
Thank you for tuning in. We are spiritual beings having a human experience.